Now, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has requested the Senate Committee on Finance and Budget to summon the Nairobi Metropolitan Services leadership to explain pending bills amounting to 15 billion shillings owed to suppliers. Appearing before the committee, Governor Sakaja emphasized that the Executive Office of the National Government is best positioned to provide an update on the status of these bills. The governor at the same time blamed members of the National Assembly and senators for meddling in the county affairs, pointing an accusing finger at a legislator whom he says has been pushing for the payment of specific companies for services rendered.
Governor Johnson Sakaja, who was responding to concerns raised by senators on the stock of pending bills amounting to 15 billion shillings, which was carried forward from the defunct Nairobi Metropolitan Services, distanced the current county government from any liabilities, stating that the tenders and subsequent pending bills were passed on to the national government through the Controller of State House, who served as the accounting officer for the Nairobi Metropolitan Service at the time.
Why didn't you make an effort to come with that answer? That is my first supplementary. Second and last supplementary, Governor, is what is the status on the ground of these projects to which these pending bills were due?
Is there a clear documentation between the county government of Nairobi in that termination that stipulates clearly the agreement of anything that is pending, so that we use it as a basis for inviting the office of the president to actually respond to this issue?
The NMS died. It died, though people try to revive it, but it's dead. It doesn't exist. The perpetual continuity that Senator Kalwale is asking about, NMS was a national government function. The national government still exists. So the perpetual continuity is by the national government. The accounting officer of NMS was the State House controller. There is still a State House controller, And so the responsibility for those liabilities rests with that office. That still exists. It hasn't disappeared.
The governor was hard pressed to explain why the county continues to contend with the perennial garbage problem. In his defense, Sakaja blamed the mess on elected officials whose companies are beneficiaries of the garbage collection business in the county.
You are not getting the government to give you the support because there are too many people who have a vested interest on how the garbage is going to be collected in Nairobi. And that is the challenge of God. And I think we need to start talking about these things.
Contractors and suppliers are not being paid. The county is still in the same mess. Apart from pending bill, we still have waste within the city.
Senators and MPs push for businesses to be paid, contractors to be paid, lawyers to be paid. I will not mention names because that is not why I'm here. But there always is that pressure. This week I've been telling people, because they're panicking at the close of the financial year, that the 4.3 billion shillings you're spending imeja.
If the governor has made an allegation against a member of your committee of being conflicted in a matter, you as chairman must rule on that position. You cannot wish it away. And in this week of truth in the Senate, we will not allow you, chairman, to get away with this. We will not allow it.
The committee directed the governor to provide documentation on the NMS transaction and to clarify whether those companies should be paid. The governor is set to appear before the Ali Roba Committee in 2 weeks. Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.